Greetings to one and all. My name is Ashwin Krishnan, and I'm here with Nishant J. We are students of Amuda School of Business pursuing our PG in MBA. So we are here to present our paper on impact of extreme event COVID-19 on the crude oil futures. So the extreme events have always had a great impact on the prices of the commodity futures, and they have negatively impacted the commodity prices with respect to these extreme events. So we will be using EMD-based event analysis method, which will be suitable for analyzing the impact of extreme event COVID-19 on the prices of the crude oil futures. So in an EMD analysis, we will be splitting the original time data into some independent oscillations, and since the crude oil prices shows a non-linear and non-stationary characteristics, the EMD method will outperform other decomposition methods. So moving on to the literature review, since crude oil being one of the most valuable energy resources in the world, it often has a significant impact on the global economic activities. And many researchers have actually put forward the impact of extreme or irregular events on the crude oil market. And the extreme events have a serious and long-term impact on the crude oil market, while the irregular events are short-term in nature. And the global financial crisis of 2007 and the pandemic are two examples of these unprecedented events, and which led to a systematic breaking point in the crude oil prices with a long-term consequence. And the irregular events, on the other hand, last for a few months and can be caused by strikes, opaque policy changes, and natural calamities, etc. But the extreme events would have an impact on the informational efficiency of the crude oil market. And the impact of an extreme event mainly depends upon the location, the duration, and the magnitude of the crisis. So moving on to the methodology, as you mentioned before, for analyzing the data, we will be using an empirical mode decomposition method. It is an adaptive time-space analysis method suitable for processing the nonlinear and non-stationary data. So it partitions a particular time series into different individual modes using an intrinsic mode function. And these modes would later provide insights into various signals that are contained in the data. So here we will be looking at the various steps in the MD analysis. So first of all, we have to identify the event of interest, which is COVID-19 in this case. And then we have to determine the data frequency and the analysis window. So we will be taking the daily prices of crude oil for the past 20 years. And we will be analyzing the time series using the empirical mode decomposition. We will split it into different individual signals. And later these signals would provide more detailed information. And based on that, we will be doing the conclusion and the economic analysis. Over to Nishant.
Thank you, Ashwin. So, coming to the data frequency and analysis, the data collected was a historical futures price of both WTI and Brent index for 20 years from January 2000 to December 2020. And from the graphical representation, we can see that the crude price fluctuated more during the pandemic of 2020 and during the 2008 recession. During the pandemic, the WTI futures fell into a negative of $40 because of this increased storage cost and less demand during the pandemic. And during the 2008 recession, the crude oil futures price during July 2008 was around 148 US dollars, and it reduced to 35 US dollars after 6 months. Next slide, please. So next, decomposition of data by EMD. So for decomposition, here we have used two variables. That is a time dimension on the x-axis and a price on the y-axis. Here we split the signals into individual frequency components called IMF. And based on these individual components, we are trying to make predictions. From this figure, we can observe that the crude price is decomposed into 8 EMF plus 1 residue through the CMD. And all of these IMFs are listed from high to low frequency. And the last one is a residue. The frequencies and amplitudes of all the IMFs varies over time. And the frequency changes from high to low. And the amplitudes of the IMFs are becoming larger. The sharp up and downs of these low frequency components correspond to a significant trend break, and the high frequency component reflects the effects of the short term fluctuations. Next slide. So coming to the conclusion part, the price of WTI futures, WTI crude futures from January 2000 to December 2020 is actually broken down into 8 IMF and a residue. And from this analysis, it is identified that the IMF1, IMF2, and IMF3 corresponds to continuously changing high frequency signals, and it reflects short-term fluctuations on crude price. And the crude prices are unaffected by these factors in the long run. The IMF3, IMF4, and IMF5 represent both short-term as well as medium-term fluctuations or the crude price due to the events like the financial crisis of 2008 and the COVID-19 pandemic. During the pandemic, the WTI crude futures dropped to a negative due to the high storage cost and as a result of oversupply and lower demand for oil, which might in turn have a medium-term impact. The IMF6, 7, and IM8 are low frequency signals, and it relates to a long-term structural change, and such change cannot be detected from our data frame, and it requires collection of data for furthermore years. And from this analysis, the splitting of IMF signals using EMD decomposition provides some insights for future forecasting. That is, we can apply a polynomial function. We can forecast each of these individual IMF based on its own characteristics. This low frequency IMFs can be simulated using forecasting models like VAR or ANN, and high frequency IMFs can be simulated using ARIMA or GARCH models, and combining these simulated low and high frequency components helps in coming out with a final outcome. Next slide. So some of the policy implications that we found in our research are, as per this IEA and the OPEC, the demand for crude oil will be reduced in the near future, and an estimate of around 27 to 30 million barrels of oil will be required by 2022 to minimize this gap between declined oil production and demand levels. The reduced spending by oil and gas companies on their upstream operations when there is a rise in price of crude oil will eventually lead to an increase in pace of shifting from crude to other energy resources. Also, the lack of upstream investments will lead to have an imbalance between the supply and demand in the oil market, which eventually leads to a hike in price, which further leads to strengthening the negative impact of COVID-19 and slows down the economic recovery and the global sustainable growth. One way to reduce the volatility in crude market is to reduce the consumer stability or demand elasticity, where the businesses as well as individuals can more likely react to abrupt movements in cost. The oil importing countries will get benefited from falling prices as they can use it for improving the balance of their macroeconomic indicators and eventually the economic development of the country. Whereas the oil exporting countries will be hit hard in the event of extreme event like COVID-19, as the key source of government income is from oil and it contributes to negative economic growth and increased spending pressures. So the government can focus on other strategic diversified investment horizons. And during the pandemic, the global disruptions and its containment measures prompted a drop in the demand for crude oil, which eventually led to incur a higher transaction cost for storage facilities and additional inventory. And these storage issues due to the pandemic can be eased by cutting the production till the market becomes normal, and the reduction in supply of oil would put the market to a proper equilibrium. That is, when the supply will be limited, it will eventually lead to a spurring demand. Next slide, please. These are the references that we used for our research. Next slide. Thank you.